Hello and welcome to United Chapel here. I'm Reverend T. Michael Rock. I'm the shepherd of the chapel, and this is a pop-up chapel to introduce us to Ash Wednesday and the Lent experience in the Christian tradition. It's a powerful example of what we can do and be for others as spiritual leaders, training for ministry in all kinds of settings of the church and beyond. That's who we are. And so this is a discussion we can have in the midst of our world about what this season is, what it means to be in this season of deep concern and strife and pain and suffering in our world, how we can show up and be present. And Ash Wednesday coming up is one of those ways we can experience new hope and forgiveness and love and care for others. The tools of Ash Wednesday are simply ash, which I carry in this little container. These are not just any ash from any fireplace. It is the ashes from last year's palms. It's the acknowledgement that at one point I waved a palm branch. I waved and hoped and shouted new life, new hope, new understanding that Jesus was going to change me and change the world. Well, folks, every year we come back to Ash Wednesday because it didn't happen. That somehow the message did not land in every corner of the world that there was a new hope and a new way of being. And so we have to remember that that failed experience comes back to us in ash, comes back to us in our own mortality. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It's why we mark ourselves with this experience. I've also learned over the years that it's not just ash that we're marking ourselves with, but I also carry another container of glitter. And I mix the two together for Ash Wednesday. I mix ash and glitter together with olive oil and just a little bit of corn syrup to make them sticky. And that's what I mark people with. I say, you're beautiful and broken. We're in the midst of suffering and we have hope. The other tool I carry with me always is a black cloth to wipe my hands and fingers and any other mess that I may have made. This is important to remember the tools of this experience. We ask people to come forward to mark them. It is a mark that is about our shared suffering. It's a mark that includes our shared mortality. Because the reality is we are not that important and we are going to die. And if we don't remember that experience, then our faith is not going to matter, no matter what it means. And so I want to give you all the opportunity to create this ritual for people in your community, to remember that United Seminary as this progressive Christian seminary, but with an eye on that interfaith understanding, that we can open up this possibility that all of us need somehow to touch the suffering and mortality of our world. That's how we show up and are present for people in their stories. It's how we share all the ways that we connect and find ways to sing and dance and experience life together. And so this Lenten journey is just that. And it's important that it comes in this time in March of 2025. Because if we're not going to share in the suffering of our communities, our transgender community, our interfaith community, our immigrant community, communities around our world that are suffering in so many different ways, if we're not going to participate in that experience, then how do we find the strength and courage to speak out? We're going to speak out of our sense of righteousness and being correct about everything. It won't ever work. What works is that we take a journey together. We take a journey with these elements that helps us participate in the care of others. We are training folks at United to be servant leaders, to show up in places that may be uncomfortable. And Ash Wednesday is one of those places. It's usually not a very populated service in most churches, but we can offer ash and glitter, beauty and brokenness, in a sense of our solidarity with people all over the planet. and for the planet itself. This is who we are. We are the connectors, the lovers, the dreamers, the people that carry hope. But we don't carry hope blindly. We carry it through our shared sense of suffering and mortality. This is the invitation for Lent, to be on the journey, because we can't possibly understand what it means to be resurrected until we have faced that death. So friends, I invite you onto this journey of Lent together, this journey in solidarity with our siblings who are following the Ramadan path as well. For together, we will know what it means to hunger and thirst for righteousness, for justice, for love.